Okay, so last class we just went over the two methods, okay? First method is GCF, right? When there is GCF, you take them out, right? Like here we have X as GCF, and then question C, we have phi T as GCF, you take it out. Once you take it out, it turns into brackets, right? And then just solve each one. So same idea, okay? For method two, is cross factor. So this one you will use when there's no more GCF, okay, and has to be general form, okay? So use when there are three terms, okay, in general form, okay? So the keyword is three terms. And okay, so let's look at the next question. Okay, and we also did the fraction one, okay, which we sort of reviewed in the corrections, right? Multiply both sides by common denominator when there's a fraction. So let's try this question here. You can see question C at divide into two parts. You have method one and method two, okay? Method one is the cross factor, okay? So first thing, just like what you did last time, okay, turn them into general form, okay, change to general, still same thing. Okay, so change to general, you don't want to have any denominator. So for this question, what do we need to multiply by? Colin?
Pardon, can you repeat that?
Okay, what do we need to multiply by to get rid of the denominator?
By 3.
Yep, so everything times it by 3, okay, on both sides. So when you take the 3 times the first one, the 3 cancels out, okay? So you would have 2x minus 1 squared, and then the 3 times 27, okay? Braden, what's 27 times 3? Braden, are you there? Braden, can you hear me? Braden, is your mic working? Okay, how about Annie? What's 27 times 3?
81.
81. Okay, so we are 81 equals to 0, right? So that's after both sides times it by 3, okay? And then to get to general form, we need to expand the brackets here. So Ivy, how do we expand the brackets?
Like 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1.
Okay, yeah, so two brackets multiply. Can you tell us what you get?
Like 4x squared.
Yeah. And then?
And then
Okay, I couldn't hear you. Can you try one more time? 4x squared.
plus. And then
Plus what?
plus 2.
Plus 2?
Plus x.
Okay, I think internet is really lagging here. Okay, let me try other people. Okay, it's okay. Thank you, Ivy. Okay, probably the connection. Okay, how about Evan? Can you expand this and tell us what you got? Where's Evan? Evan's gone. How about Brandon? Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go away before?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I was calling you. Okay. Can you expand the 2x minus 1 squared?
Um, is it 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1?
Yeah, and please extend that. Yes, Evan, yes, I'm talking. Can you hear me or no? Evan, can you hear me? Looks like Evan cannot hear. Okay, let me see. Okay. Yeah, Evan has to leave and come back. Okay. Brandon, are you done? Have you finished expanding? Brandon? Brandon, can you hear me? Evan, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. How about Brandon? Are you there? Brandon?
4x squared
Yeah. And then?
x
Say that one more time.
4x squared minus x
Minus x. Is that all?
Times plus 1.
Plus 1. That's it?
Yes.
Okay, let's go over that. Okay, 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1. Can you tell me how to multiply?
2x times 2x is 2x squared. I mean 4x squared.
Yeah, and then
2x is negative 2x.
negative 2x, and then
Negative 1 times negative 2. Negative 2x.
and then
Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1.
okay, and then combine the like terms.
It's 4x squared minus 4x plus 1.
Yes, okay, so those two should give you a minus 4x. Okay, so and then minus 81 equal to 0. Okay, once you get here, you can combine more like terms, right, Braden?
Yes.
Okay, which ones can combine?
Plus 1 and negative 81.
Which becomes
Negative 80.
negative 80. Okay, very good, thank you. So once you get to this, right, this one is called the general. And when you have a general form, right, you can start to do cross factor, right? But if there's GCF, you always take it out. So Jiawen, is there GCF for this one?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
4x.
Do they all have X?
The first two one have.
Yeah, only the first two, right? So X is not the GCF, only the 4. okay? All three of them can be divided by 4. So what's left?
X squared. Minus x
Yeah.
minus 40.
Minus, you had to divide by 4.
Minus minus 20.
Yes, very good. Okay, minus 20 equal to 0. Okay, so once you take out GCF, then you check the inside, see if you can do the cross factor. Okay, I'll let you guys try this out. Find the cross factor, and then when you find the two brackets, okay, you can raise your hand. Find the pairs that works. Okay, the first side, right? First one is x and x. Okay, so when you have found the second one for the negative 20, okay, write out the brackets. Please raise your hand when you have found it. Okay, so Wayland, what numbers? Which two numbers makes negative 20?
I got -4 and 5.
Okay, negative 4
I'm
and
not sure if
5.
that's right.
Okay, how do we check if it's right?
Um, multiplying them.
Cross multiply.
So yeah, cross multiply.
Yeah, so what do you get when you cross multiply?
Oh, you got 4x.
Hmm?
Negative 4x
Negative
plus
4x. And how many x?
5x.
Okay, and now what do you do?
You add. Oh
Yeah.
wait,
Add them up. What do you get when you add them up?
oh 1x. Never mind.
Do we want 1x?
Oh, never mind. It's negative. It's negative. It's 4 and -5.
Okay, 4 and negative 5, right? We want to have negative x. Okay, so now we got the answer. When we get the answer, but when we put into brackets, we have to go horizontal. Okay, so the first bracket will be x plus 4. Second bracket will be x minus 5. Now what do we do next, Harry?
Put the 4 in the bracket.
No, you don't need to put a 4 in the brackets. 4 is GCF, it's already out. We already finished factoring. So what do we do after factoring?
Take the brackets out and put them in separate equation.
Yeah, so one of them will be,
X plus 4 equals 0.
yeah, the other one.
X minus 5 equals 0.
So that will give us x equal,
X equals negative 4 and 5.
yes. Okay, so we have found our answer, right? Everything here so far should be a review, okay? There's nothing new here, okay? Turn it into general form, and then step 2 is the factor, right? Factor. Once you factor, then you solve, right? Solve each part, okay? So this is what we did last time. So what's new here is the next one, okay? The one on the right side. Any questions so far? Okay, so the one on the right side is going to do the same question, but doing a different method. Okay, that is called the isolate variable. Isolate variable means x, right? Isolate means you keep it on one side. Everything else has to be moved to the other side. So instead of multiplying by denominator, okay, we are just gonna start by moving things around, okay? So which thing should be moved over to the right side first? We have x here, right? We want to isolate this x. Everything has to go to the other side. So Angela, which thing do you want to move it over first? Angela, are you there?
Sorry.
Yep.
Negative 27.
Yeah, okay. So the left side will have just whatever left. And the other side will become
27.
27. Okay, very good. And Colin, how about you? What's the next thing we can move over?
Can we multiply by 3?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so we multiply both sides by 3. So so let's do that here. Okay, times it by 3. So the 3 will cancel out on the left side. So on the right side, you get 81, right? We already did that part. Okay, so far we have moved the 27 and the 3 to the other side. What's the next thing we can move? Evan, what do you want to get rid of next?
The bracket.
The brackets? Okay, what exactly does that mean? How do you get rid of brackets?
Actually, I'm not really quite sure what to do here.
Our goal is try to have x on one side and everything else slowly move over. Right? We want to get rid of everything except x on the left side. So what's the next thing we want to get rid of now?
Could you move the 1 over?
Move which one?
1.
The 1. Oh, you mean the -1?
Yeah.
Okay, right now the -1 is stuck inside the bracket, right? And there's a square guarding it. So it cannot actually go out, right? Because there's a bracket restricting it. So in fact, the next thing you want to get rid of, right, is the square. If there's no more square, then the -1 can start to move. Okay, so how do we get rid of square?
Do you FOIL the bracket?
Yeah, if you foil the bracket, then we'll go back to the left side, right? Same.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we want to keep x just one of them. If you foil that, you get more than one x. And ways to get rid of square. What's the opposite of square?
This is square root.
Square root, very good, okay? So the next step is to put square root on both sides, okay? Because the square and square root, they are opposite. Okay, put square root on both sides. So once that's there, right, the square and square root canceled out on the left. So you don't have brackets anymore, right? You don't need the brackets because there are no square. And the right side, what is the square root of 81? And Chris?
The square root of 81 is I 6,561.
Square root, not square.
It's my fault.
Yeah, one
It's 9.
number times itself will give you 81.
It's 9.
9, right? Okay, yeah. I also saw your answer, Jenny. Okay, you also said 9. Okay, so after this, right, now the question becomes simple, right? We just solve for x, move the -1 over, right? So 2x equal to 10. Divide both sides by 2, you get x equal to 5. So there's our answer, right? Now let's look at the left side. We have x equal to 5, right? Do you see it? X equal to 5, I highlighted, right? X equal to 5, they are the same. But we are missing an answer, right? Because we're supposed to get x equal to -4 as well. So what went wrong? What do we forget to do? How come we are losing an answer here? Anybody know? Did we forget something? And that's why we are losing one answer? What's happening? Right? Different methods, how come we lost an answer? Anyone? Ivy, you've learned this, right? How about you tell us? Do you know what's wrong? What did we forget?
I don't know.
Not sure?
Mm.
Okay. When we put the square root on, okay, the key step is here. We forgot something. Still a chance to answer, anyone? What did we forget in that step when we put the square root on?
It can be positive or negative 9.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Annie. Okay. Everybody, please remember, okay, the moment you put the square root on, you need to put a positive and negative. Okay, let me explain on the side. Okay, so y plus minus root. Okay, so why do we need to do that? So let's say if there's a number squared, okay, I'm just making an example. A number squared equal to 25. To find the answer, we will put the square root on, right? So square 25, right? So if I do not put plus minus, then our answer is just 5. Now let's go back and look at the question, okay? 5 squared, 5 is 25, so 5 is the answer, right? -5, -5 times -5, also 25, so -5 is the answer, right? So the answer could either be 5 or -5. So that's why when we try to solve for the x, okay, then now let's put x. The moment that you put a square root on, you need to put plus minus. So your answer should be +5 or -5, okay? There are two possibilities. Okay, can you raise your hand if you understand the reason here? Okay, Ivy, Jenny, Wellen, and Annie, do you guys understand why we need plus minus? Please raise your hand. Oh, okay. Jenny, you, okay, yeah, okay. All right, so back to here, right? So that means square root of 81, you need to turn it into +9 and -9, okay? So when you are solving, then it will split into two parts. One is 2x minus 1 equal to the positive. The other one is the -9. Okay? And then now let's try to solve it again. 2x equal to 10, x equal 5. The other one is 2x equal, okay, we need to plus the 1. That gives us -8. So now divide by 2, -4. So there you go, right? Now they match. both sides. Okay? So this is very important. When you do the isolate variable, okay, you have to remember to put plus minus when you do the place the square root on, okay? Pay attention on when the square root, the plus minus appear. You can put a star there. The moment you put the square root on the right side, you need plus minus. Okay? So this will be our method 3, okay, after the cross factor. So let's turn to next page if there's no question. Method 3, okay, so let's write it down. We'll use this method when there is only one x. Okay, in the whole question, you only see one x. Then you will be able to isolate x. Okay, so slowly move things over. And then if you want to get rid of square, you do the square root. And don't forget plus minus. So I'll let you do these 2 questions, okay, by yourself using isolate variable. And when you finish both, okay, you can raise your hand, okay? I'll leave the notes on the screen too. Okay, so finish both A and B. If anyone has questions, you can let me know, okay? Okay, if you have finished A, can you raise your hand first? Okay, most of you already finished A. Okay. Okay, now I will lower all your hands. Okay, when you have finished B, you can also raise your hand. I'm gonna at the same time go over the steps on A. Okay, you guys can check. So square root both sides. Right, this one, the square is already by itself. Okay, so we just right away we square both sides. The moment you put square root on, don't forget plus minus. Now the common mistake coming out from here, I saw in the other class. Okay, a lot of people they remember to put plus minus, but then on the next step they put plus minus 9. Okay, forgot to square root. Okay, so this is a very careless mistake. Okay, you have to square root of 9, so that will become a 3. And then you split. Okay, 3 minus 5x equal to 3. 3 minus 5x equal to negative 3. Okay, and solve from there. Okay, raise your hand if you finish B. Okay, Colin, what's your answer for A?
I did x equals negative 6 over 5 and x equals 0.
Okay, thank you. And how about Angela? What's your answer for A?
I got x equals 0 and x equals positive 6 over 5.
Okay, so one positive, one negative. Okay, let's find out which one. Okay, so okay, so let's look at the left side, right? Move the 3 over first. So that will be subtract, right? So you get negative 5x equal to 0. So this one is definitely the one equal to 0. Now the next one, we need to move the 3 over as well. So negative 3 subtract 3. Okay, negative 3 subtract 3 will give you negative 6. And then we divide both sides by negative 5. Negative, negative, okay? So it should give you a positive, okay? So just be careful with the signs, okay? So that should be the answer. Okay, if you have finished B, please raise your hand. Okay, Jiawen, what's your answer for B?
X equals 2 over 5 and x equals negative 6 over 5.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have questions? Okay, Evan, what's your answer for B?
I think I did something wrong. I got 1 over 5 and negative 1 over. Oh, I see what I did. I see what I did wrong.
Okay, then I'll let you try again. How about the rest of you? Still working on it? Okay, if you finished, or yeah, if you finished, please raise your hand. Or if you have trouble, you can let me know now. Okay.
I have a different answer.
Okay, Ivy, what's your answer?
X equal 1 over 5 and negative 7 over 5.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else want to add to that? Brandon, what do you have? Brandon, can you hear me, Brandon? Brandon, I lost you. Are you gone again?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so Brandon, what's your answer?
For B,
Yeah, for B.
I got negative 7 over x is negative 7 over 5,
And
and the other one is x is negative 1 over 5.
negative 1 over 5. Okay, so we got over 5 is for sure then. Okay, so far we have over 5 and some combination of signs, right? Positive, negative. Okay, Harry, can you tell us what's the first thing you move over?
-2.
Yep, okay. 5x plus 3 squared over 8 equal to 2. And then the next thing?
Multiply 8 on both sides.
Very good. So 5x plus 3 squared equals 16. Now, what's next?
Square root.
Both sides, right?
Yeah.
Did I forget something?
Plus minus on the right one.
Yes, very good. Okay. So once that happens, okay, Waylon, what's next line? How do I continue now? Waylon. Waylon, are you there? Waylon. Can you hear me, Waylon? Waylon. Oh. Oh, lagging. Okay, okay. It's fine. Okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, how about Chris? What's next line?
So I did 5x plus 3 equals 4.
Okay.
Then 5x equals to 1.
Yeah.
Then x equals to 1 over 5.
Okay. Is that all?
Well, then there's the negative 4, right?
Yes.
So there's
Yeah.
5x plus 3 equals negative 4.
Mm-hmm.
5x minus negative 7.
Yeah.
X equals negative 7 over 5.
Yes. Okay. So there you go. Okay. So one answer should be positive, one answer should be negative. Okay. So let's have a break first. And if you have any questions about the corrections or anything we covered so far, okay, you can ask me during the break. So I'll see you guys at 2:50, okay? 50 minutes.